this, we're going to give it a little bit of seam allowance. We don't have to give it too much. So, because we're going to be adding more to the front and everything. But you're going to trace this onto 2 pieces of EVA floor mat foam. So that's what I'm using. And you can get it at Harbor Freight. That's where I got mine. Alright, let's start. Alright, now that you traced it, you can cut it out. And I'm going to be using my Stanley 10788 box cutter to cut it out. But I'm going to go ahead and trace it onto the second piece. Okay, now that I got this out, I realized I needed to flip the design, but this kind of works out because when I look at it, it's too flat. So I'm actually going to cut this out 2 more times and do it on the opposite side this time. And yeah, I'll get back to you after I do that. Okay, one thing I want to add that I messed up on, but turned out to actually be a good mess up. Okay, when you go to cut it out, you're going to cut it out twice, just like I did before, of the same side. Alright? And now I'm going to show you how to connect it to make it do this, because we want depth. Alright? Okay, so out of 2 EVA foam floor mats, you need a total of 4 at least. You're going to do this. Alright, cut out 4 pieces. 1 facing this way. Well, 2 of them facing this way, and 2 of them facing that way. Alright? Got that? Okay. Now, we are going to glue these 2 pieces together. I'm using contact cement. What you have to do is spread it all over the place, even it out with a scrap piece of foam like I got over here, and do it to both sides that you're going to connect the pieces to. And then wait a few minutes till it gets tacky. Okay? Alright, let's start. It looks like I got it pretty good. Alright, now we're going to start building the layers. The reason why I'm keeping this hollow is I want it to be a backpack. So, I want to add like lights and sound and, you know, odd things like that in here. But to do that, I need to have it semi-hollow. So, now we're going to do that for this side. What I do, or at least what I did last time, is the pieces that we cut out, I basically, after we set this down, because we're going to let it finish drying, I basically make an outline, again, around the horse. So this is a perfect example of it. So I just pick and measure it up to the horse. See, this piece we want to keep, and I can just cut it real short in here. Because we can always dribble it down. Take our horse. You see how that lined up right there? Now we need to shrink it to make it match. Which there we go. We have a whole line. And then you're going to do that again. And yeah, all you do is concrete glue just like we did before, all the pieces together. So I'll get back to you once we make this piece. Flattening that side, that way it can all press together and dry. And in the meantime, I'm going to have my husband cut my PVC pipe and my wooden dowel. Now the wooden dowel, you want it to be like this, to where it's basically the same size, where it would have gotten in there, but not quite. Like to where it's barely, because we're going to squeeze it in there. Alright, right here is where the end of the horse is. Right here is a breaking point, because we're going to make this to where it collapses. And then on here, this is going to go as the connection piece for in between here. This is going to be the middle one for down here. This mark is going to be for the very, very end. It's going to go on the inside on the end. And then this part, this whole part all the way to there, is going to go at the very, very top to help support the head. Got it? I'll show you here in a minute. Now we're going to do this to all your pieces. This is the end piece, so I'm going to show you how I connected this and this in there. Alright. Use a heat gun. Now with PVC pipe, it does let off some fumes that are extremely chemical and harmful and dangerous. Please do this in a ventilated area with a mask on and a heating glove. So take caution when doing this. I'm in my living room with the windows open. Not wearing a mask, but I got the fan on, so don't lead by my example, but do what you're supposed to do. Got it? Alright. Now you're going to heat up the end of this PVC pipe until it gets squishy. I use this to test the squishy. You see how it's squishing down? That means it's ready for this. Except I have this piece here that's being all flimsy McGee. Normally when you cut your PVC pipe, it won't be like this. This is just a spare that I had left over from the keyblade. That's how you get that in there. It's a lot of shoving and pushing, although this end piece, it's going to be screwed and connected to another piece. So you'll want to leave about this much out. That way you can screw it in. But this is how you do that part. That's how I got it in there. And since it's a little bit bigger, once this cools off and hardens, it won't budge anywhere. Like, see? It ain't going anywhere. So that's how you put it in there. Now you're going to do the same exact method. I got burn marks. I got blisters from where I was turning the thing. Okay. Well, it's okay. Alright. Now I'm going to show you how to connect these. Okay. Well, I'll let that cool off. Alright. We're going to insert this in here. That way we can take it apart for, you know, transportation, storage, shipping, whatever you need to do. So just do the same method and heat it up. Alright, the difference with this one is you want to line it up and just keep turning. Keep doing that until it cools off, but before it fully cools off, you want to pull it out, otherwise it's going to get stuck. So, I'm pre-warning you now. So just keep twisting and twisting and twisting. And yeah, that's how that works. And then just do it to the other side to connect the other one. And then you'll have your sleeve. Okay. I cut a hole in here where the pole is going to sit, and after I sand it, I'll hot glue it and everything in there. But for now, we're going to sand it. And I ended up taking the second layer of this off because it looked too lopsided with the hole on there. This looks less lopsided, so we're going this route. So, yeah. So now we're going to sand these horses' heads. Got it all sanded down to where it's practically, it's pretty close to even. I mean, I'm going to be covering it in Warbler, so I'm not too, well, Cosplay Flex, so I'm not too worried about it. So, it shows little differences. Like I said, I'm not too worried. You know? So, I'm pretty happy with it, actually. It looks really freaking cool. Already. Alright, now, after that's done, we're going to trace this, because we need to make a circle that fits this. So what I figured, I still got sanding dust and everything all over me. I really want to go wash it off, but this is just for now, just in case I need sand some more. I seem to have lost my Sharpie. Set it down. Alright, it needs to be an oval shape. Sorry if y'all can't see that. We're going to make a half point because it's going to be getting cut in half. Because with the way we have it opening, we can't really have the bottom completely glued to it, and I want to seal off that stuff, so therefore we gotta cut it in half. Alright, now let's use our box cutter. Cut this out. There we go. Yeah, since this one's bigger, we're going to stick the pole on this one. Alright. Therefore, we need to trace the hole and cut that. And this actually did a really smooth cut, so I actually don't need to sand it. Hallelujah. It's just, it's messy. Alright, now we can test it. Oh yeah, with some hot glue reinforcement. See, that'll work. Alright. Okay, we're going to go ahead and attach these bottoms, I'm thinking. Beat it a little bit. There we go. That is much better. That's what was going on. Okay. Get that. Now, while we wait for that to dry, there's supposed to be a cylinder piece that goes right here. I know y'all can see that from here, but it's just a little cylinder, I believe. See, what we need to do is cut a rectangle piece and then put it in a circle and then put it over this. So, we're going to cut a rectangle piece. Preferably an even one. Out. There we go. That's pretty good. Alright, now we're going to take this off. Okay. contact cement it like that. The top of that is just a circle. So give him angry eyes because he's not exactly a very happy horse. Now we got 2 eye holes. Alright, the only thing left that we need to do is make some ears. Yay! There's the horse. Now we just need to go get some cosplay flexing. See how that works. Alright, here are, if I can zoom out, there we go. Here is the horse. Got it stacked on top of each other. What I did is I did 3 layers of plastic dip, and on the last layer I let it dry for 4 hours. I put them in separate containers, obviously. And I did that all over anywhere you're going to see on the outside. The cosplay flex did not stick to it very well, so we're just going to go with the foam. I sanded it down, so I'm fine with that. I'm just more worried about the hinges if they'll hold or not. But in either case, after those have cured and everything, I don't know if you could see this, but I went back and painted where the horse rests, even through there. I painted that brown on both sides. Didn't paint the inside because I don't need to. And this is the brown I used. It's what I had left over. It's Leather Brown Gloss by Krylon Color Master. So, yeah. And also, well, at the same time, my husband drilled a hole because I had this bedpost piece that had a screw that I found at Lowe's for like $8, and it's perfect end piece. So my husband got his electric drill and drilled a hole in there, and we just screwed it right in there, and it went. So that's that. And I primed everything because you need to prime it with Rust-Oleum 2x Ultra Cover Primer, and it's white. It bonds the plastic. I did 2 coats of it because we're going to let this dry for an hour, flip it over into the other side. As far as this goes, after this dries, I'm thinking about going back with black, question mark? I haven't decided yet. So, because I'm thinking about spritzing some black on there just to darken it up a little bit so that way it's not just a flat out brown. So, but we gotta wait an hour for both of these to dry. When those dry, we'll flip it over, prime it again 2 times, When this dries, I'll record what I do next with that. Okay, this ain't gonna last long, but I used white acrylic paint to paint the teeth. So, and also I added black to the brown. It's just this Krylon color. I also added brown and black to all 3 pieces of the pole. And I also covered the horse completely with Rust-Oleum matte clear enamel. I did 2 coats of that. I did 1 light coat of the black on here, where I just sprayed continuously like that, just to darken it up and make it look and blend better. And this is what I used. Sorry, it's kind of dark out. But I also spritzed a little bit on the bottom of the horse. I know y'all can't see that because it's deciding not to focus. But it basically looks like that wood that you see. So, just to give it some texture and some body. So, yeah, this is what we got. This is where we're at. Now I'm waiting for all of this to dry, and then I'm going, after this dries, I'm going to go over it with the clear enamel. About 2 coats on each side, and then those will be done. So, just waiting on that to dry, and then we'll move on to the hinges and the snaps. Okay, I didn't get this recorded, just to warn you, but I figured I could show y'all what we're doing. But we were trying to figure it out too. So, we added the hinges. All it is, you just basically screw it in. It's no big deal. The bottom ones, where we had more, we beveled, like we did a downward angle because it didn't have as much foam like this one. This side did. Now this side is the lid, the non-beveled side, and then that side's going to be my opening spot. And here are the hinges. So, yep, and there's the screws. I'm going to get some hot glue, and I'm going to put it through here just so it helps secure it and also keeps me from going, ah, you know. But that's what we're doing. We're now going to start adding these snaps. So that is the plan. And when I get a chance, when my husband gets back, because he's helping me, like, he did the first one to show me how to do it, and then I did the second one, but he's just showing me how to do this stuff. So I'll try to record him doing this one, and it's basically the same concept. But we're thinking of putting a snap here, 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 and about right here, because we don't really need it through here because we got the hinges. So yeah, that's what's going on. We got 4 snaps total, so we're going to try to utilize them. That way we can have a fully functional backpack. Yay!
I'm screwing in screws on a clasp. Or attempting to.
Okay, as you can see, I had to reinforce it with hot glue. I'm using the Gorilla hot glue, and I put it underneath the screws and around the screws, and I did it everywhere, including the hinges on the inside. And now I just inserted the pole. What I did is I squirted it all through here, everywhere that the pole was going to sit. Then I squished the pole together with it the best that I could. You know, it's not perfect. And then I went all along the sides with hot glue, and then I did a crisscross motion with hot glue as well. So yeah, here it is. It shouldn't go anywhere, because I mean, I'm lifting it like this, and it's not tearing so far, so that's a good sign. This hot glue is really good, so I highly recommend the Gorilla hot glue. So now I'm just waiting for it to dry a little bit, and I'm thinking about adding the eyes and possibly the MP3 player, like all the attachments of where I'm going to hide everything, basically. Because now that it's a backpack, I want to use it as a backpack. So therefore, I'm thinking about hot gluing the battery box to it. That's what I'm thinking. Possibly on each side. So, because this one, you know, since it's gonna lay flat, it'll be fine because we got beveled over here. And then the MP3, I want to put near here. That way it's near the mouth area. But I can't attach that MP3 specifically because, like, permanently attach it because it's my kids. And I also have a little speaker that I'm going to connect it to that I want to put in here. But I want to reinforce how I'm going to do that, which I'm thinking I'll probably use elastic with the hot glue. That's what I'm thinking. But yeah, that's what's going on. Okay, this is the progress of where I'm at. Alright, I am hot gluing elastic straps in. Alright, hence the backpack. This just came already in a ring, so I just shoved it into the eye, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to push it probably to there, and then I'm just going to put the cloth lightly over it, not hot glue that part, and yeah, just hot glue around it, and it should stay on the outside in any case. So I hot glued elastic for the battery pack, and when you turn it on, it does that, and it's even brighter on the other side. So, and I did that to the other eye as well. That one's still dry, and that's why it's not in there. So I don't have to secure the lights at all because they kind of secured themselves. I cut the marks perfectly. This is to hold my Bluetooth speaker. I had to bevel out a pretty good hole, and there's an actual hole in there, but it helps bring out the sound, and it sits in like that. And what I'm going to do is it has an auxiliary cord option, and I'm going to make it go all the way around to here because I have a really long cord that I can use, and it's going to go to my kids' MP3 player. And I'm going to have the horse sounds on it where it makes the neigh sound, basically. And that's going to go right there. That's what that elastic piece is for. That is for my phone. So that long one is for that because I'm going to need my phone on me. That, I didn't get it out to check, but that's going to be for my red makeup paint, basically. I might try to squeeze both of them in that elastic thing. I haven't decided yet. But it's in case I need to touch up on my makeup at all. And this one is for the brush, or two brushes for that matter. I could probably fit two. So that's for the brushes for that application, just in case I need to touch it up at the convention at all. So yeah, this is what's going to be in my backpack. So, and I hot glued some more of that just to triple reassurance. I didn't need to, but just for my own sanity I did. So yeah, now I got the scrap cloth that we have left over from our Alice costume, and I'm gonna go ahead and start wrapping it, I think. At least that's what I'm thinking. So I'm gonna start wrapping it, and I'm basically just gonna use my trusty hot glue gun over here and just cut out some strips and hot glue it onto it. That is literally what I'm doing. So I'm gonna hot glue each side separately, that way we can still open it and stuff. So that's what's going on. So I'm gonna do that. Now I'm not gonna show it on camera because, like, the reason why I'm not showing it is one, I'm too lazy to go get my tripod, and two, y'all know what I'm doing. It's just hot gluing. It's a boring thing, so I'd rather just leave it out and show y'all here and there. I'll show y'all exactly what I do once I get a few wraps on, once I get an idea how to do it. So, and I'll play with it to show y'all. But that's what's going on. Okay, there is a big old mess because I grabbed all of my scraps, and luckily all of the scraps from the dress plus extra actually fit all over this horse and all the way down that pole. So yeah, the only problem is for some reason my horse got so heavy that I had to stop the interlocking system, so I'm just gonna have to pray to God that's gonna fit in the car that we take. So yeah, I'll have to set it with the kids or something. I'll have to figure something out. But yeah, this is it, and what I did for the hair, it's pretty simple actually. I got some, I think it's like pleather, like it's a leather type material, twine or suede or something. I don't know, I had it sit in a drawer. Because I was going to use yarn originally because it would look better, but this is what I had. So I grabbed 5 strands and did 15 5 strands. And I got a little rubber band, tied them together. And then I just hot glued them. That's really it. So, yeah, I haven't closed it yet to see if that fits. So I'm about to do that here in a minute, and I'll prop it up and show you what it looks like. And there it is. Looks really good from either side. And you leave the muzzle open. So basically after this snap. So yeah, and this is basically how I wrapped it. I tried to cover up the ears some. That way it blends in better. So you can do that, it's optional. Yeah, all she needs now is a bunch of blood all over the place. Just a bunch of blood. And once I get her all bloodied up, that's done. So yeah, this technically took me almost, it's like 11 and a half hours in total to create this entire thing. So I'm pretty sure you could make it in a day. Technically I did, because I started it yesterday, and between the kids, doctor's appointments, things like that, and drying time, I don't count the drying time and working time. If you include the drying time, I'd say it's probably 18 to 19. It's practically a day build. But I was able to build in a day, so it's highly possible. But yeah, hopefully it stays together. We'll find out that's gone, I guess, huh? But I'm pretty sure it'll be fine. Most of my builds tend to do pretty good, so. But yeah, there is Hysteria's hobby horse. Let's bloody this thing up. Alright, here's the hobby horse with all the blood. Sorry, we're in my bedroom because I had to put it up last night. So, but there's all the blood. I did the same thing as the dress, mixed black and red acrylic, well, fabric paint, since this is fabric, together, and put some water in it, and then just slashed it, marked it all over the place. Really went heavy on the blood and gore aspect of it. And that's it. It's decently heavy, so if you do go to make this, it is pretty heavy. But it rests on my shoulder, so I could just rest it on my shoulder while I walk around the convention. So there it is. And that's it for the hobby horse. Just let it dry. It takes about 4 hours for all of that to fully cure and dry. So yeah, a really neat project. I'm kind of sad that this didn't work out, but with how heavy that is, I didn't realize how heavy it was getting up top. So it's just best to be all one piece. I just hope it'll fit in the car. But I will see y'all next time. Don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and ring that bell. And I'll see y'all next time. Happy cosplaying. Bye, guys.